आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। गुकारस्त्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्त्वन्निवर्तकः गुरुरित्यभिधीयते सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवद्वर्यमा शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया आस्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भ्रूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि पिबन्तं सुवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। आप्यायन्तु मम अङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकरोत् ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मा हे मयि सन्तु ओम शांति शांति शांति। आम मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मएधिः वेदस्य मानीस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधितेन अहोरात्रान् दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। भद्रं नो अपि वातयमनः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं अक्षेम अक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। यो ब्रह्मानं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तं हदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्मयि शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम इत्येतदक्षर इदगुं सर्वम् इदगुं सर्वं तस्य उपव्याख्यानम् भूतं भवद्भविष्यदिति सर्वं ओंकार एव सर्वगुं हि एतत् ब्रह्म अयमात्मा ब्रह्म सोऽयमात्मा चतुष्पात् जागृतस्थानः बहिष्प्रज्ञः सप्तांगः एकोनविंशतिमुखः स्थूलभुक् वैश्वानरः प्रथमपादः। So also let's do verse number 4. स्वप्नस्थानः अन्तःप्रज्ञः Saptangaha Ekona Vimshati Mukhaha Pravivikta Bhuk Taijasaha Dvitiya Padaha. So starting with verse number 3, the Shruti begins a more detailed explanation of the Atma, starting with the Jivatma, and it will go into some other aspects of it. And so these four verses, 3, 4, 5, and 6, then go into a more detailed definition of you and I. Who are we? What's happening? Excuse me. One of the things that we should see is that any kind of problems in our life are due to the fact that we don't view ourselves and the world correctly. This is the fundamental part of it. So there's no blame. If you want to blame something, blame it on the fact that there is a creation which consists of the fact that if something is not correctly known and therefore it is incorrectly known, then it can cause some issues with you. This is how the creation is made. So one should really understand this. And so, in these classes and these, the study and so on, one should be very clear about this, that what is needed ultimately is vichara. What will free us from all problems in life is vichara. Vichara means to think, to analyze, and to understand things as they are. And so in today's lesson also we will go into this, I'm just building up to it. This is a central theme of it. Now, the vichara, it is said, should be done along the lines suggested by the Shruti. Not an independent vichara. Independent vichara, which is also known as tarka, shushka tarka, means pure logic, has lots of problems. So don't even follow it. And so the students of Vedanta are taught that please, logic is important, but the logic has to be consistent with what is being talked about. As an example, we know very well that the Shushka Tarka, the pure logic is, where is God? And so this is what most people think along these lines. They say, has anybody seen God? There is no God, because if the God was there, then he or she would be right in front of us. And furthermore, they would not allow for all these problems to occur in the world, severe problems. And so there is no God. So this is pure logic, Shushka Tarka. So, but then what we need to find out is, if there is, this doesn't resolve anything. Doesn't resolve means that your view of the world and yourself will continue to be imbibed with problems. Okay, so you don't want to believe in God, don't believe in God. It's okay, we're not asking you to do it, whatever you want to do. But the only thing we want to point out is this is not solving any problems. Not believing in God, not looking at God in a reasonable way is not solving any problems. Okay, go ahead and do it. So finally, if the mind says, okay, so then what should I do? What should be done is vichara, shruti anukula vichara. Shruti anukula vichara means you still have to think about it. In fact, the only thing that will deliver freedom to you is thinking, analyzing. This is not an easy thing to see. The Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita that, listen, my Maya is very powerful, very powerful. It's not easy to solve it. Don't think you can just whip it away like you can do in your dream state. You just wake up and then everything is gone. It's not going to happen that way. But what will happen is that if you continue to do vichara, which is shruti anukula vichara, then you can overcome Maya. You can overcome all problems. So overcoming Maya means that you do thinking so that you can look at things as they are rather than what your mind tells you. Because this is the creation of, this is the very the fundamental aspect of Lord's creation, Ishvara's creation, which is, it is possible to make a mistake. Possible to make a mistake. You don't take it, you mistake it, so it's a mistake. This is the, I would say, the law of creation. It's a very beautiful law because the mistake, once it is corrected, it is gone. So the very classical example of the rope and snake. So this is the creation. You cannot say, why did I see a snake? And no, you prove it to me. That why did I even see a snake? Hey, this is the fundamental law that you don't, even if it is not there, you can still see it. You can still see it. So this is what is called pratiti. Pratiti, or also another word which is used in the commentary in the Shankara Bhashya for this Upanishad, it is also called avabhasanam. Avabhasanam means that you have a certain experience. No, we don't say that there is no experience. There is an experience, no doubt. Life is nothing but an experience. But the question is, what is the reality of the experience? And if you do vichara, then the reality of the experience becomes clear to you. And if that happens, then the reality of the experience disappears. This is what we have to do. And it's another interesting, another thing that is an important thing to see, just related to this, and we'll come to the Upanishad in a minute. So there's also a thing called pramana siddham, something which is pramana siddham. So pramana siddham means one which has been ascertained by a valid means of knowing is true. It is true. Like somebody can ask you, did you see such and such person in the class today? And you say, yes, Absolutely. And so how do you know? Hey, don't ask me questions like this. My eyes were open. I saw the person and I know he was there. Okay, that's it. But here, the avabhasanam, the pratiti, we have to see whether it is pramana siddham or not. Is it something that I just vaguely believe in, which is what we do, all our experiences in life, or do I analyze it along with vichara? This is what we have to do. So in this case, another very interesting thing pointed out by the Shruti acharyas that understand the Shruti and tell us is that the pramana siddhatvam also has a gradation. Taratamyatvam. Gradation means, what do you mean? So it means that at a certain level, pramanam is valid, but it can be superseded by a more powerful pramana. Can be superseded by a power. Up to a certain point, you say this is valid. Like, for example, in the case of the rope and the snake, one can say that the seeing of the snake is pramana siddham. The person who says that I saw a snake is not lying. Is not lying. It is he really did see a snake. So there is some kind of a pramana. But it can be superseded by a more powerful pramana. And the more powerful pramana is in that case also vichara. Somebody pointed out, this is a mistake. There's no snake in this room. You look like it. It is just a simple rope. And you shine the light on it, and then you say, oh, okay, sorry, I make a mistake. So this is now a more pramana, a balattaram pramana. Balattaram pramana means a more powerful pramana has superseded the other pramana. Okay? Swami Maheswaranji gives another very beautiful example. He says, for those of us from India, we have all had rasagullas. Even other people can have. We are familiar with rasagulla. That it is white, it is round, it's about an inch or so in diameter, and it is sweet. So this is our knowledge of rasagulla. Swamiji says, supposing you go to a shop and there you find there's a number of these white, round, 1 inch ones sitting there. And he says, I want to get 6 rasagullas. No, 6 of these. Sorry, not 6 rasagullas. I'm sorry. So you point out to the person, just like you go to a bakery and the bakery has all kinds of biscuits and so on and so forth, and you don't know the names of them. So the best thing is that you point out, it's a very interesting thing, that the other person is looking at your finger to say which are you pointed out. And sometimes you say, no, that one, I want this chocolate covered one. And so you don't have the name, but you kind of like the shape of it, and you think this will be very tasty, so you point out, please give me 2 of these, 2 of that, 3 of these. This is what happens. So similarly, you go to the shop where there's these white balls sitting there, and you say, give me 2 of these. And you bring it home, and you taste it, and it is salty. So Swamiji says, look at this episode, this whole process. Your eyes were not lying. It's not as though you cannot shut your eyes and say, stupid eye, I cannot believe it, always deceiving me and things like that. Hey, The eyes say, looks like a rasgulla to me, buy it. But then there is a more powerful pramana, which is the sense of taste. So it's not as though the eyes are not a valid pramana. It is. But it is superseded by a more powerful pramana in this particular case, which will ascertain whether this is rasgulla or not. Okay? So, even though, the avabhasanam can be purely mental, or it can be supported with some level of pramana. But then the fact is it a pramana that can be transgressed by a more powerful pramana or not? So why we are saying this is, so going back to this Shruti Anukula Tarka and Shruti Anukula Vichara. Why we're saying this is because you conclude in a valid way that, so you have certain proof for it. You have a certain pramana siddhatvam to it. It's not as though you're making it up. No. You are definitely a samsari. Samsari means that the definition of samsara means that things happen all of a sudden without your expecting it. You thought you had your life solved, everything was going well, all of a sudden something happens and it is beyond your control. Gives you dukkha. This is samsara. Unpredictability of it, not showing how you're going to solve it, and the inevitable deaths staring out in our face, and the fact that even a sense of joy is very fleeting, hard to get. All this is what is called samsara. And so the sense of samsaritvam is not made up by you. It is there. It is pramana siddha. In fact, this is one of the very interesting things that when we discuss this ekona vimshati mukhaha, so this was going to come a little later on. I'll just bring it forward a little bit just to in this context. So normally you have some experiences with the help of your sense organs. You see something or you feel something, touch something. So that is how it is done, right? But then the mind is also an independent way of conclusion. Just like eyes are an independent way of concluding, the mind also has its own. In fact, the mind is a very powerful thing because it is the boss of all the sense organs. We will go into that in more detail. But here the point is that the mind itself has certain sadhanatvam. It has a sadhana. How? You feel sad. You have some dukkha. You have some sadness. You have some problems in your life. This problem in life cannot be seen by anyone other than yourself. You cannot go to the doctor and the doctor says, "Why are you here?" And you say, "Don't you see?" He says, "No, I don't see anything." So I'm very sad. So you have to tell the doctor. The doctor says, "Really? Very sad?" "Yeah, you may have your face may be kind of like this and so on and so forth, but that you can even be smiling and say, I'm very sad today. I am extremely unhappy." You can do that. So the face doesn't really show that. What shows you that you are a dukkhi is directly your own mind. So there is some pratyak. What I'm saying is that sadness, which is part of the sense, so also pratyaksha siddham. Long.